Had my mic muted. Good morning, everybody. This is Carla Beltane with Carla Just Being Me. We're going to check into some ridiculous HOA bans today. So sit back. I hope you guys got something decent to drink and maybe a snack. All right. Okay, John, if you say so. And hello to Vicky and Nancy and John. And I don't know if Adam's back. But hi, Adam. All right, let's see if what I did with my video this morning, which was resetting it to a former date, makes it easier. Oh, good. Yeah, I also have natural lighting going today, and it's sunnier outside, Adam. All right, let's try and see what happens with this video. It's 50 weirdest bans in homeowner association. Yes, it is AI, but it's still funny as hell.
Only to discover that your neighbors have a legal right to fine you for the color of your curtains. Welcome to the bizarre world of homeowners associations, where the American dream often collides with a localized dictatorship. From the genetic code of your dog to the exact shade of your driveway, we've unearthed 50 of the most intrusive and hilarious bans that prove your property line is where your freedom ends and the madness begins. 1. Your garage isn't for bench presses. It's for storage and cars, period. Some HOAs strictly prohibit converting your garage into a gym or a workshop. If a board member catches a glimpse of you doing deadlifts or sawing wood with the door open, you'll receive a cease and desist for operating a non-residential facility.
Oh, brother.
In their world, the sight of a neighbor bettering their health or working on a craft is far too industrial for a quiet suburban street.
Now we're going to have to see if there's one in here someplace that says that you can't jog except for certain hours. HOAs are, I would never want to live in anywhere, condo association, HOA, nothing like that. Question that I need you guys. Exactly, Nancy, you can't pick stupid. Do you guys want me to go back and show Tony and the Alley Cat videos that I showed last night because they were so messed up? Let me know with a yes or a no. Oh, John, the HOA would throw you out immediately.
2. Those little solar-powered pathway lights you stick in the ground to keep your guests from tripping? They're often on the HOA's most wanted list. Many associations ban them entirely or restrict you to a specific and brightness level to prevent what they call a runway effect. If your lights are even slightly too bright or cast the wrong hue, you're violating the community's dark sky policy. It's a hilarious irony. They demand a safe neighborhood, but they'll fine you for making your own walkway visible at night.
Okay. That one, outdoor lighting, I can kind of go with, because I'm very big at looking at the stars and when planets are aligned so that you can see the alignment with the naked eye and stuff. But, you know, it depends upon where you live too. I mean, if this HOA is in the middle of a big city, then it wouldn't matter because there'd be a bunch of light pollution anyway. All right, let's see if we can get through more than one of these at a time without me yapping.
3. The towel ban is a classic of the genre. Even if you have a beautiful balcony with $1 million view, you are legally prohibited from draping a wet swimsuit or a beach towel over the railing to dry. Apparently, the sight of a drying piece of terry cloth is enough to send local property values into a tailspin. You're expected to use a dryer like a civil, even if the sun is doing the job for free. It's an aesthetic code that prioritizes a sterile, uninhabited look over the actual reality of human life. Does seeing a towel on a railing actually make you think a neighborhood is falling apart? Or is that just HOA brain rot?
Brain rot.
4. In several maintenance-free communities, you are actually banned from performing your own yard work. This isn't a luxury, it's a mandate. You are forbidden from pruning your own roses or even pulling a stray weed. Instead, you must pay a mandatory monthly fee for a certified landscaping crew to do it on their own schedule.
Oh,
If you
no.
find gardening therapeutic, you'll have to find a new hobby, because touching the soil on your own property is a violation of the master contract. One homeowner was actually fined for unauthorized beautification after planting marigolds that weren't in the 5-year plan.
Oh, jeez.
It's a strange world where making your house look better is a punishable offense.
That one, I would just tell them to shove it up their ass. Because if I couldn't work outside in the yard, I'd go nuts when it's nice out.
5. Artificial plants on the porch are a major no-go
Hell, even when it's snowing, I'd go nuts.
in many strictly regulated blocks. You might want a silk fern that doesn't die the second you go on vacation, but the HOA sees
Hi,
a
Bill.
fading liability. They argue plastic plants bleach in the sun and look shabby, dragging down the prestige. You're legally required to have real plants, meaning you're also legally required to be a successful gardener. Does a neighborhood board really have the right to mandate your skill level with a watering can? 6. Thinking of having a garage sale to clear out some clutter? Better check the calendar. Many HOAs ban individual garage sales entirely, allowing only...
Nancy, you don't have to be nice. Here, freedom of speech rules. Okay?
one community yard sale per
Well, maybe not plastic, but silk plants are really pretty.
year. If you miss that one Saturday in October, you're stuck with that old treadmill for another 12 months.
Oh, God.
They want to prevent the traffic and chaos of bargain hunters, even if it means turning your garage into a permanent hoarding situation.
Which you'd get a fine for, probably.
7. Working from home is the new normal, but some HOAs are living in the past. They have home occupation bans that prohibit anyone from visiting your house for business purposes. If you're a tutor, a piano teacher, or a consultant and a client pulls into your driveway once a week, you're in violation of the commercial traffic ban. They want the neighborhood to look like a sleepy bedroom community, even if that means sabotaging your ability to earn a living. Have you ever wondered if your neighbor is secretly counting the cars in your driveway just to build a case against your home office? 8. The exotic pet ban is often a rabbit hole of weirdness. It usually starts with reasonable things like tigers or pythons, but quickly spirals into banning miniature breeds that are perfectly harmless. In some developments, pot-bellied pigs are classified as livestock, making them illegal roommates.
Oh, jeez.
Even if your pig is cleaner and quieter than the neighbor's golden retriever, the HOA treats you like you're running a commercial farm in the middle of the suburbs. It's a dog and cat world, and they have no room for your unique companion.
Okay, John, what's a POA? Yeah, living in an HOA would drive me insane too, Vicky. Exactly, Nancy. Come on, John, tell us what a POA is. Property Owners Association. Oh, okay, Adam. That makes sense. Thank you.
9. Window screen maintenance is a high-stakes sport. If your screen has a tiny tear, perhaps made by a curious cat or a stray pebble, you have 48 hours to replace the entire thing. A visible defect in a window screen is treated like a broken window in a riot zone. It's based on the broken windows theory, but applied to things that literally no one notices except the person whose job it is to find reasons to fine you. 10. You are banned from having a visible doormat that isn't black or brown.
Oh,
That
no.
welcome mat with the cute sunflower, or the funny joke about wine.
Hi, Marty.
It's a violation. The board believes
Hi, Marty. Hugs. Oh, your parents would be welcomed anywhere. I'd love to see a picture of them.
that personality on a porch is the first step toward neighborhood anarchy. They want a row of identical, somber entryways that suggest no one interesting actually lives there. It's a small, petty rule that perfectly encapsulates the HOA's obsession with a uniformity that feels more like a prison than a community. 11. In some suburban enclaves, letting your kids pitch a tent in the backyard is treated like a major zoning violation. It's officially labeled as unauthorized overnight occupancy of a temporary structure. The board lives in constant fear that a single night under the stars will spiral into a permanent camp, shattering their fragile illusion of perfection. Forget childhood memories. If your kids want to camp, they'd better do it in the living room. To these people, a simple nylon tent is a visual pollutant that signals the downfall of society.
Oh, that one I would be breaking every summer. And John, I wouldn't doubt it that you have a stone out front that says go away. All right, we're going to watch halfway through this, and then I'll switch over to the alley cats. And hopefully by that time, John will be camera ready, because I want to make sure that everything keeps working, even with the second person brought in.
12. In some upscale Florida communities, the way you park your car is treated with more scrutiny than a forensic crime scene.
Nice, Marty.
You are strictly forbidden from backing your vehicle into your own driveway. The official reason is that the HOA wants to see your license plate at all times for security purposes, but the reality is they think the front of your car looks more premium than the back. If you prefer the convenience of pulling straight out in the morning, too bad. You'll be greeted by a $25 fine before your coffee even finishes brewing. It's a neighborhood, not a synchronized swimming routine. But tell that to the guy with the clipboard. 13. This next one...
Yeah, Bill, try to find that and send it to me on Discord. I mean, I have a lot of other HOAs saved, but I know they're all AI, but they're still pretty damn funny.
Is a classic battle of green energy versus narrator. Even in states where...
Hi, Beverly. Welcome to the HOA Ridiculous Rules Band.
...protect solar installations, HOAs will fight you on the aesthetics until you give up. They'll demand the panels be placed on the back of the house, where they might get zero sun, or require you to install incredibly expensive decorative skirting to hide the hardware.
Oh, brother.
Some have even tried to mandate that the panels be a specific, non-reflective color that doesn't actually exist in the solar industry. They would literally rather see you pay a massive electric bill than taint the sacred roofline with the technology of the future.
God.
14. You can have a fireplace, but heaven forbid you show the world how you fuel it. Many rules dictate that firewood piles must be stacked in a very specific location, covered with a neutral-colored tarp, and hidden completely from any public view. A neat, rustic stack of logs? To the HOA, that's just pest-attracting clutter that suggests you might be planning to survive a winter without their permission. 15. You bought a beautiful rocking chair for your front porch? Better check the rulebook before you sit down. Many HOAs ban anything other than a very specific type of aesthetic seating.
Exactly, Adam. That's with HOAs, POAs, condo associations, excuse me, whatever. It's in the contract you sign when you buy the home. And if your fines get to a certain extent, or a certain dollar amount in most HOAs, they can put a lien on your house. Some HOAs, it is illegal to sell your house without prior approval of the HOA board saying you can sell your house. Oh, don't ask me about ham radio antennas. No, 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 we're not going there. It figures Texas is a little weird. No, we're staying away from ham radio antennas. Totally.
Plastic chairs, no bean bags, and definitely no comps. Your
So far, knock on wood, it's not up today.
porch is a stage, and you're just a prop. Choose the wrong chair, and you're ruining the set for everyone else. 16.
Yeah,
This is where things get truly
it could be a CB or two, Marty, but I don't know. Let's just hope that we can continue on like we have. And the problem was some kind of junk in my computer, that some update that messed up not only my streaming ability, but it was also wasn't opening, for instance, my website correctly so that I could post on it. I would have to do like 2 or 3 refreshes to get the same thing up. Marty, I would send you a picture. I'll send it, if I can get one, I'll send it to you. Dave would know if it's CB because he used to install those. You guys are great.
dystopian. The Poo Print Program. Many high-end condo associations and HOAs now require all residents to submit a DNA sample of their dog to a central registry. If an unidentified deposit is found on the common lawn, a sample is sent to a lab, the culprit is identified via genetic matching, and the owner is slapped with a massive fine plus the cost of the forensic testing. It's CSI Suburban Edition, and the detectives are looking for labradoodles. Is this a brilliant solution to a messy problem? Or is DNA testing dog waste the ultimate sign that our society has way too much free time?
Way too much free time. Nobody would get the DNA
17.
of my dog.
Trampolines are the ultimate HOA nightmare, and the rules are often incredibly specific. Some allow them only if they are sunken, meaning you have to dig a massive permanent pit so the jumping surface is at ground level. Others mandate that the safety net cannot be visible over the fence line. They view the classic trampoline as a liability and an eyesore, telling your kids their fun is only acceptable if it remains completely invisible to the outside world.
Okay, John, thanks.
18. Your dream of a cozy evening around a fire pit might be dead on arrival. Some HOAs ban outdoor fire pits entirely, citing smoke nuisance and imaginary fire hazards. It doesn't matter.
Okay, something I didn't know. And who the hell would want to order dog shit to be delivered to their house? Now, I could see if it was a really, really bothersome neighbor and have it delivered to their house in a flaming bag. And apparently, well, that's good. No, Nancy, you really can't have fun with HOAs or POAs or whatever.
If it's a high-tech smokeless propane model that produces 0 embers. The mere presence of an open flame is considered too primitive for their sanitized environment. They've essentially banned the oldest form of human socialization because it doesn't fit the look. 19. Plant diversity is often treated as a crime. You can't just plant your favorite tree because you like the shade. You are given a permitted plant list, and it's usually shorter than a toddler's Christmas list. If you plant a willow when the board has decreed that only maples are acceptable, you'll be ordered to uproot it. They don't want a lush, varied forest. They want a clone army of identical, board-certified foliage.
Marty, now that would probably be a big seller, believe it or not. Okay, Beverly, why would you climb on the roof? Oh, I understand it was powered off, but I'd still think it was dangerous uh, to use it to climb on the roof. Aren't they usually metal stands that go up the side of the house that could rust?
20. Many associations extend their contract patio by banning outdoor curtains or shades. You might want them for privacy or to block the blinding afternoon sun, but the HOA claims they create a closed-off environment that hurts the open feel of the community. Essentially, your right to not be stared at by your neighbors is secondary to the board's desire for a seamless, wall-to-wall view of every backyard. At what point does a community standard become a direct violation of basic human privacy in your own home?
Yeah, it's a great ladder until it gets rusty.
21. Artificial turf is the ultimate suburban paradox. In drought-stricken regions, you'd think a lawn that stays green without a single drop of water is a hero. Nope. Many HOAs have a hard ban on synthetic grass, labeling it tacky or cheap. They'd literally rather see you pay a massive...
Oh, okay, it was when you were a kid. I thought you meant like when you were younger as an adult. Yeah, I climbed all sorts of crazy shit when I was a kid, too.
...water bill for a dead, brown yard, then allow an eco-friendly alternative. It's an obsession with authenticity that forces you to choose between being a good environmentalist and being a good neighbor. Does it make any sense to prioritize the texture of real grass over the actual survival of the local water supply? 22. Your garage refrigerator is a masterclass in HOA overreach. Keeping a second fridge for extra drinks or groceries seems like a smart move. But if a board member spots that unauthorized appliance while your door's briefly open, you're looking at a violation. Some boards claim these fridges strain the community's electrical grid, while others just hate the cluttered look of a functional space.
What?
It's your garage and your electricity, but your choice of cold storage has become community business. Since when did a spare gallon of milk become a threat to the neighborhood's luxury vibe? 23. The two-potted plant rule is where gardening meets a spreadsheet. You might think flowers make your home look inviting, but the HOA sees a slippery slope toward chaos. Many limit you to exactly 2 pots on your porch, often dictating the material and the specific neutral color you must use. Dare to add a third pot of petunias, and you are officially a landscape violator. They want a curated uniform look, which means your green thumb is restricted to a committee-approved radius. Is this a neighborhood or a high-security botanical museum where fun goes to die? 24. In many high-end enclaves, a bicycle is treated like a hazardous waste container. You're strictly forbidden from leaving a bike on your porch or even leaning it against your house for a few minutes. If it's not behind a closed garage door, it's an unsightly obstruction and a theft magnet.
What if a child or even an adult has to run in to use the restroom real quick or get a fast drink of something?
This turns a quick afternoon ride with the kids into a logistical chore of shuffling gear in and out of the vault. Why is a tool for healthy exercise considered such a visual crime? Would you really feel your property value dropping just because your neighbor owns a mountain bike? 25. Many HOAs have declared war on proud parent of an honor student yard signs. You might be thrilled your kid is a genius, but the board sees it as unauthorized signage that clutters the streetscape. They've actually fined parents for celebrating academic achievements because it doesn't fit the neutral aesthetic. It's a world where you're literally prohibited from showing pride in your family because a piece of plastic on a wire might offend a neighbor's sense of uniform perfection. Is there anything more suburban than banning a child's success?
Okay, guys, leave the HOA for a little while. Oh, sorry, I had to get rid of the echo in my head. I forgot to turn. I have YouTube up on another tab, and I forgot to turn it off. Mute it. There we go. That's the word. Oh yeah, I've seen HOA stories like that too, Beverly. And it's usually because they don't fit in with the proper human color palette, shall we say. No problem, Bill. I'll look for it. All right, let's go and catch up on the alley cats. Sorry, guys, I forgot to put the toggle back on.
On today.
We had an alley invasion last night. These people brought shopping carts and tents, and we ain't happy.
Ronnie, tell me about this invasion.
They came in to make us pets, so we did a little educational paw-to-mouth exercise with them to set expectations.
Donnie Meatball, are you cool with humans living in the alley?
I don't mind a few of your kind, but I walked in here and it looked like a flea market in the alley, so no.
Big Tuna, what's going on?
Larry's and Sean's think they can just come set up shop in my alley. We will see about that.
Nikki, how's the homeless invasion coming?
We called an old friend, Stank Sinatra, a skunk out of Boston. He came in and cleared them all out.
Stank Sinatra, how did you clear all the humans out of the alley?
This ain't regular stink. This that Stinky Pack 5000, industrial strength.
Bella Biscuit Bottom, what's going on in the alley today?
It smells illegal in this alley. The air literally needs a bath.
Okay, the problem, Alley Cat one, when I first started it, is that I have a toggle that I have to turn on or off to do streaming, and I had it turned off. So when I turned it on, what I did was go back, pull it back to the start. Hello, John.
Your favorite drunken asshole is here.
Actually, long story short, she didn't know the guy.
And yes, I left the king of technical difficulties as the thing from yesterday.
All right, let's go back to the alley cats and see how they do with John here.
Donnie Meatball, how is your day
He
going?
woke up the whole alley at the butt crack of dawn chanting, "We're awake, while banging on a trash can.
Ronnie, what's going on with you today?
I get nipped up at 4:30 every morning and do my sun dance. And all the other cats think Daymatic, I ain't buying it.
Mittens Malone, what is Ronnie's deal lately?
He's convinced that if he sleeps in, the planet shuts down. At this point, I'm not testing it.
Crash, what are we getting into tonight?
It's Vinny's birthday, and there's going to be a milk rager, and I'm hoping they bring in a whole cow again.
Vinny, is today your birthday?
Best believe it, and my birthday always gets weird. Last year, we sucked a full cow completely dry.
Bobby, what are you taking to the party?
I got my paws on
That
some
sounded
chocolate
kinda
syrup. The
kinky.
alley ain't ready for it, but honey, it's coming.
Thunderpaw, you getting Vinny anything for his birthday?
I got him a
What, sucking a cow dry?
Yep, that sounded kinky as hell. I knew I forgot.
Okay, guys.
Something.
Also, so far I have not had any thing going reconnection. So that's good too.
Yeah, when I was
And
just
we go
watching
with
it on YouTube, it was it would have like a really quick little stutter here and there, but it wasn't bad.
Hmm.
That could have been on my end. to be honest.
Yeah, I was to say, I'm not seeing a stutter, and when it was doing all its reconnection bullshit, it came up attempting to reconnect in big orange letters across my screen. And I haven't seen that yet this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is.
Sun's up, it's daytime.
Batwing. And don't worry, he'll know what to do with it when the time is right.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe next one of our videos.
Hang on. Okay, that was it with the alley cats. Oh, dang it. Hang on. Accidentally let the... Oh, okay. Let me bring back up the HOA stuff.
Oh, before you start playing that again,
Uh-huh.
do you know you can, what I said was true, you can order dog shit online. You can have it sent
Oh, I believe it.
As you know, like a prank type of thing, and they'll even disguise it as like an Amazon box. And what my thought was, you order some dog shit online, have it delivered to a neighbor's house, then you disguise yourself in case they got a Ring camera, because somebody in an HOA is gonna have one. Go swipe the package and then take it out at midnight and put it all over the lawn. That they'll come around and they'll try to test the DNA and match it up against all the dogs in the neighborhood, and it won't match. You do
That'd
that
be funny.
there for a couple of weeks, they'll back the fuck off.
I doubt it.
Or it'll drive
Okay,
them
Adam, so it got a little glitchy when the cat video started. Okay. It didn't freeze like yesterday. Okay, it must be something not with my stream, but with the cat videos too. Maybe they have something embedded in them, so people like me that want to show them to other people can't because they get glitchy. I don't know. All right, let's see what else.
That was all across YouTube last night. That wasn't just you.
Yeah.
And it happened, right before I did my show. But fortunately, I had everything already pulled up, so my stream wasn't really affected.
Yeah, I remember you saying that last night. Don't leave because you might not get back in.
Yeah. I mean, that was a valid warning.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, wait. No, wait. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
26. Front yard benches are often the target of a bizarre anti-social policy. To the board, the front yard is a museum to be looked at, not a living space to be enjoyed. Many ban benches or any seating because it might encourage loitering, also known as talking to people. They want you tucked away in the backyard behind a 6-foot fence, where you can't accidentally build a community. It's a policy that turns streets into empty facades where human presence is discouraged. Are they building a neighborhood or a collection of beautiful, lonely boxes for people to hide in? 27. Your garden mulch is a matter of community heritage.
Here's another thing that I read about HOAs. Is a lot of them, not all, but quite a few, where they single out a family or a specific address and find them, find this wrong, find that wrong, whatever, is because there is a development company or something coming in, and the HOA board's getting a kickback when the house gets sold to this developer.
Well, of course. But just remember, Carla, I've got a book written full of me doing asshole stuff that was perfectly legal. Nothing I did I could have gotten arrested for. But it drove people nuts.
Yeah, like the time my cousin and I put dish soap into a pool filter of a neighbor. Well, no, this neighbor had children. Okay, I lived like on this street, and then down this street were all either relatives or friends. Now, the very house on the left was my aunt and uncle's house. They had an above ground pool, and the neighbors whose backyard butted up against our backyard, they had an above ground pool. And those two pools, everybody in the neighborhood chipped in to keep, for the like the chemicals to keep them clean and all that stuff. And us kids rotated, doing the skimming of bugs and leaves and stuff. Well, the neighbors' kids on the corner where the built-in pool was, nobody else was allowed to go in their pool. But they would send their children to the other two pools, but not chip in. The kids never helped with the skimming and the other, little things for the cleaning. And so, yeah, one day my one cousin and I just decided, or one night I should say, we were having a backyard sleep out, and somebody dared him and I to go do it. I'm not the type of person you dare to do something, because 99.9% of the time I'll do it. And he was the same way. We went and emptied a bottle of dish soap in their pool. It was great. The next morning, the whole yard looked like it had snowed about 4 feet.
Yeah, that reminds me of another one that I've done. I should let me rephrase that. That's someone I know very well. It's usually, granted, my hands are shit now, so I can't, unscrew the hose from the outside faucet. But what you do is you unscrew the hose and you pour some weed killer into the hose, and then you screw it back on. They water their lawn and it turns brown within hours. You do that to the HOA president's hose, and then you go find them. See what I mean about what I know I can do? Or I know what can be done to fuck with these people?
Back to the video.
You might think wood chips are just wood chips, but many associations dictate the exact shade of cypress red or midnight black you're allowed to spread. Choose a slightly more mahogany hue, and you've essentially committed an act of architectural vandalism. Is it really a home if you can't even pick the color of your dirt? 28. We all hate a dog at 3 a.m., but some HOAs take quiet enjoyment to a mathematical extreme. They have rules stating a dog cannot bark for more than 5 consecutive minutes, or for a total of 15 minutes in an hour. This forces owners to live with a stopwatch, terrified that a squirrel or a delivery truck will lead to a massive fine. It turns natural animal behavior into a timed violation you have to defend in front of a committee. How do you explain an HOA fine to a confused beagle who was just doing his job and protecting the front door? 29. You'd think a rock is just a rock, but in this world, boulders are high-stakes assets. To use large stones in your yard They must be a specific geological type and buried by at least 1/3 into the ground to look established. You can't just drop a pretty rock. You need a professional, committee-approved geological installation. If the rock looks too intentional or sits too high, it's a violation. They've managed to micromanage even the most basic elements of the Earth's crust. Does a rock really need a resume and a burial plan just to sit in your flower bed? 30. Garage door windows are the latest casualty in the war on individuality. You might want windows to let natural light into your workspace, but many associations ban them entirely. The logic?
Hey, Jen,
Yeah.
read this.
Yeah. No, he might be right. But that's exactly
So-
what this was all about, was to stress test it and find out.
Right. So I'm going to take you out and let's see if it stops.
Lady, many people have tried to take me out. Ain't nobody done it yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Now let me know if this is a
They might allow people to see the clutter inside your garage, or they might make your house look slightly different from the 50 identical ones next door. They demand a solid, windowless wall of steel, ensuring your garage remains a dark, uniform vault that reveals absolutely nothing about your life. It's the ultimate architectural gag order for the most functional part of your property.
Okay, has the glitchiness in this one gone away?
31. Moving containers like pop are a lifesaver, but to HOA, they're a giant metal clock of doom. Most boards limit these to exactly 48 hours on your property. If you aren't unpacked instantly, expect a violation notice. They view these boxes as a temporary blight on the street's aesthetic, totally ignoring the fact that moving is one of life's most stressful events. Is it really a community when they prioritize an empty driveway over a neighbor who's clearly in the middle of a massive life transition? 32. Window tinting seems like a smart way to slash cooling costs. But in the HOA universe, it's an architectural gamble.
Okay, thank
Many
you.
forbid reflective or dark tints, fearing your home will look like a high-security bunker
Thank
or a
you,
cheap
Vicky.
limo. You're forced to endure the baking heat unless you find a tint that's 100% invisible. They'd rather you waste electricity than let your windows have a protective shimmer. Since when did energy efficiency become an eyesore? 33. Your choice of patio furniture material can actually trigger a legal battle. Many boards have a wrought iron only policy for visible balconies or porches. If you prefer the comfort of wood or modern wicker, you're out of luck. They view anything other than heavy black metal as temporary or too rustic. Would you rather sit on a freezing cold iron chair that hurts your back, or a comfortable wooden one that actually invites you to stay? Apparently, comfort is a distant second to a timeless museum look. 34. Car covers are often banned for a weird reason: the fear of mystery. Many associations prohibit them because they claim you're hiding a junk heap or a project car underneath.
Exactly.
They want to
Beverly,
verify
not
your vehicle is
Nancy.
operational
Or
and clean at
Beverly,
all
I'm
times.
sorry, exactly.
If they can't see it, they assume the worst. It's a rule that prevents you from protecting your
Right.
expensive paint job from the sun, just because the board is afraid of what might be lurking under the fabric.
Okay, so I guess Scheisse. I guess yeah, I remember that, Marty, when I was watching Collins with you. But you know, the whole thing is I started paying for Restream so that I could bring other people on. Maybe what I have to do is when I bring other people in, not show a video. So I'm going at the end of when this video about these stupid, ridiculous bands are over, I'm going to put the link to be able to join the stream in the chat. And anybody that wants to, you can try coming in. I'm using Restream, Marty. It's the only one I can afford. And I've seen a lot of people have problems with StreamYard. I tried to do OBS, but oh, what a mess that was. Okay, when John and I were talking and there was no video, it was perfectly fine. Okay, so in other words, I can't run a video and have me and somebody else to be able to chat about it. Gotcha, Adam. Yeah, let's just see how many you can handle without glitches. Okay, when this is over in like 10 minutes, I'm going to put the link in the chat. Just click on it whether you're going to come in and say anything or not. Okay, guys? And I'll add you. I'll add you to the stream. No, I'm not going to do that today. I'm having a good day. I don't want to get myself upset. I want to have a good stream today. Okay? So Thursday night, when I seem to have been having more problems than my daytime streams, we'll try the thing of seeing how many I can get on before it starts glitching real bad, because I can talk I know my friend Joe, the gentleman who made my intro and outro music, that he'll come on to help me, and I'll see if, and anybody else that wants to, yeah, I just washed my tongue. I can't do a damn thing with it. Anybody else who wants to join, I will have the link in the chat on Thursday night. Okay, guys? All right, let's go back to this weird
35.
thing.
Driveway oil stains are treated like a major environmental disaster. If your car has a minor leak and leaves a dime-sized spot, expect a demand to remediate within days. They don't care if the car is fixed. They want the concrete to look like it was poured yesterday. This forces homeowners to spend hundreds on professional degreasing for a mark barely visible to anyone else. It's a quest for sterile perfection that forgets driveways are for machines, not showroom exhibits. 36. The war on pickup trucks reaches its final boss level in certain neighborhoods where they aren't just banning commercial logos, they're banning the entire vehicle category. Even if you drive a pristine, six-figure luxury truck that has never seen a speck of mud, you are required to hide it in the garage at all times. If it doesn't fit, you have to park it off-site and walk home. The HOA views a bed for hauling things as a sign of blue-collar instability, regardless of whether you're a contractor or a heart surgeon. It's the ultimate form of automotive snobbery disguised as a visual harmony regulation. 37. While they can't easily ban the flag, HOAs exert dominance by regulating flagpole height. Some rules state a pole cannot exceed the first-floor roofline. This results in a squat, awkward pole where the flag practically scrapes the bushes. They claim it's to prevent visual clutter in the sky, but it feels more like ensuring nothing, not even a national symbol, stands taller than the committee's ego. It's a compromise that leaves the flag looking like a backyard afterthought. 38.
And plus that, if the flag is hitting the ground in any way, it is being illegally flown. So I don't see how that can do that. No, they can't override that, John. And there has been quite a few cases having to do with that. Well, thank you, Adam. I appreciate you coming by and all your help as usual. And yeah, if I got any questions, I'll give you a call. Take care.
Rain barrels are an eco-friendly water, but some HOAs treat them like they're storing hazardous waste. They'll ban them or demand they be fully screened by expensive masonry. They think a plastic barrel looks utilitarian or low income. They'd rather you waste gallons of city water on your lawn than have a visible tool for conservation. Why is saving water treated like a crime against style in so many suburban enclaves? 39. Your window blinds are subject to a uniformity check. Some HOAs require that all blinds visible from the street be kept at the same height, usually exactly halfway up or completely closed. If you want to let some light into your kitchen, but keep the bedroom dark for a nap,
Exactly,
you're out of luck.
Beverly.
The board wants the house to look like a perfectly symmetrical dollhouse from the outside. If one blind is slightly off, it's a violation. They're policing how you live inside your own home just to ensure a consistent exterior appearance. Since when did natural light become a community crime? 40. You own a home with a curb, but you aren't allowed to park on the street in front of it. Even if your driveway is full because you're hosting a small dinner party, parking on the street is a visual nuisance that clutters the streetscape.
What 12 flags do you fly, Marty? If you care to share with us. Yeah, I could fly whatever I want here. Excuse me.
This forces you into a daily, high-stakes game of vehicle Tetris in your own driveway just to avoid a predatory towing fee. 40.
Technically, most cities, towns, villages, whatever, do have ordinances against blocking the sidewalk with a vehicle.
1. In some exclusive communities, the common area grass is treated like a rare artifact. You can look, but you absolutely cannot touch. You are strictly banned from walking, sitting, or letting your kids play on the manicured lawns that you technically pay to maintain through your monthly dues. They want the neighborhood to look like a pristine architectural rendering where humans don't actually exist. It turns a beautiful park into a no-fly zone for feet, leaving you to wonder why you're paying for a backyard you can only view through a window. Is a perfect blade of grass really worth more than a place for your children to play?
Okay, a funny story about the Seahawks, real quick. One of Gabe's friends messaged him on Facebook asking him if he was going to root for the Seagulls or the Patriots. Obviously, this lady knows nothing about football team names.
42. If a friend or family member stays with you for more than 2 weeks, some HOAs demand a full criminal background check. To the board, a long-term guest isn't a visitor. They are an unvetted occupant who threatens the safety of the enclave. You have to hand over your friend's private information and pay a processing fee just to let a relative sleep on your couch. It's a staggering invasion of privacy that treats your social life like a security clearance mission. How would you feel telling your best friend they can't visit until the neighborhood committee clears their record? 43. You might think you're being responsible by spending your Saturday washing your own windows, but in some developments, this is a finable offense. These HOAs mandate that all exterior window cleaning must be performed by a licensed and insured professional from a pre-approved list. They claim it's a liability issue, or that DIY cleaning leaves unsightly streaks that ruin the neighborhood's sparkle. It's a rule designed to keep you stripping away the simple satisfaction of maintaining your own home. Apparently, your Windex has to be professional grade to meet their standards. 44. Bird baths are often banned under the guise of public health, but it's really about the aesthetic of silence. Boards argue that standing water attracts mosquitoes, and that birds leave droppings on the uniform walkways. By banning bird baths, they've essentially declared your yard a no-fly zone for local wildlife. They want a garden that looks like a plastic stage set, devoid of the messy, chirping reality of nature. At what point did a neighborhood decide that the sound of a songbird was a nuisance rather than a luxury? 45. Estate sales are often strictly forbidden, even in the most difficult circumstances. If a resident passes away and the family needs to clear out a home, the HOA might swoop in to ban the sale, citing excessive traffic and commercial activity. They don't care about your loss. They care about a few extra cars parked on the street for an afternoon. Families are forced to hire expensive haulers to move everything to an off-site warehouse, adding a layer of bureaucratic cruelty to a grieving process. It's a chilling reminder that in the eyes of an HOA, the rules don't stop just because a life did.
Oh shoot, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh well.
"46. Your front door handle isn't just a tool, it's a statement of conformity. Many associations have a hardware finish policy that dictates exactly what your doorknob, deadbolt, and hinges must be made of. If the board has decreed oil-rubbed bronze and you install satin nickel, you'll be ordered to replace it immediately.
Hi, Christy. Thanks for joining us.
They believe that a single silver handle in a sea of dark bronze is enough to trigger a localized real estate collapse. It's the ultimate micromanagement of a 3-inch piece of metal, proving no detail is too small for a committee with a clear. 47. Your holiday spirit is measured in lumens. While some places ban lights entirely, others have intensity limits that restrict how bright your Christmas display can be. If your house can be seen from space, or even just from the end of the block, you're getting a notice. They want a subtle, elegant glow, not a festive explosion. At what point does a neighborhood committee get to decide how much joy is too much?
Christy, how are you?
Would you stay in a neighborhood that literally polices how much your house sparkles during the holidays? Yeah. 48. The curtain liner rule is the secret police of interior design. While you can have any color curtains you want on the inside, the side facing the street must be a specific shade, usually stark white or ivory. If you have navy blue curtains, you are required to sew a neutral lining onto the back so the exterior remains consistent. The HOA is dictating what your fabric looks like from the outside, ensuring every window in the development looks identical, regardless of the personality living behind the glass. 49. Holiday lighting isn't just about timing, it's about color temperature. Some high-end associations have moved beyond banning inflatables and now regulate the specific type of bulb you use. They might ban multicolor lights in favor of elegant warm white only. If your house looks like a festive rainbow while everyone else is rocking a monochrome glow, you're the visual disruptor of the block. They've managed to take the most colorful time of the year and turn it into a mandatory exercise in beige-themed celebration. All right, we've covered 49 layers of suburban gatekeeping, and only one remains. But before we reveal number 50, it's time for the final verdict. Our award for the top rule goes to number 16, the Canine DNA Registry. It's the peak of suburban surveillance.
I have to agree with the channel on this one.
When a board builds a genetic database just to track down a sidewalk culprit, you've officially entered the CSI suburbs era. It's a mix of forensic science and extreme pettiness that proves no detail is too small for a committee. Do you agree? Let us know. And now, our final entry. 50. The forced interior inspection is the final boss of HOA rules. Some associations have clauses in their bylaws that allow board members or architectural inspectors to enter your home with 48 hours notice to ensure you haven't made unauthorized structural changes. This could be as simple as checking for a load-bearing wall removal or a forbidden hardwood floor installation. It's the ultimate death of the "my home is my castle" philosophy, proving that even behind a locked door, you're still living under the watchful eye of the committee. Living in an HOA means trading your personal freedom for the fragile illusion of perfection. We've seen everything from
Okay, guys. Well, that's the weirdest HOA bans. Wait a second. Do you guys want to watch something else along the lines of dumb things people do? Or, yeah, you sometimes wonder, Nancy, if they have cameras in your home. There's one HOA story that I watch that a man knew that somebody on the HOA board was coming in at night and doing things in his yard and stuff to give him fines. And when he put up security cameras, he got a mess. Yes, you want another one? Okay, let me find something, guys. Hang on. Hang on, I got to tab. Let's see. How about there we go. Okay. Our next one is 48 dumbest drunk excuses ever given to a police officer or police bosses and spouses. Make sure. And
nothing says, "I've got it under control," like trying to outsmart gravity while holding a beer. 1. I'm not drunk, officer. The wind's just...
Okay, you sent them to me on Discord, right? Yeah, hang on. I got to go into Discord and whoops. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute to bring Discord up and yeah, really, Bill, a ring door camera. Oh, there we go. Hang on. I'm getting there. Okay, woman rejects attacking landlord after surprise visit from police. Shoot. Dang it. Hang on, guys. I'm getting there. I really am. It launched my app instead of. Okay. All right. Here we go. Woman regrets attacking landlord after surprise visit from police. Start it. Hey, oh, I just didn't give it enough time. Hang on, guys. Sorry. I got a little flustered there. Okay.
Apartment complex in Downers Grove following the landlord's. Officers speak with him upon arrival. The suspect is nowhere to be found, prompting a search.
Hey, Bridget. No, right?
A few moments later, one of the officers locates the suspect inside of the laundry room.
Hello. We got her in the laundry room. Come on out, Bridget.
I'm not doing anything.
I know.
I literally didn't do a goddamn thing.
Come on out.
I didn't do anything to him.
I know. Come on out.
Like, I get to just wait it out, and that's all we're talking about.
Come on out.
I didn't do anything to him.
Sure. I hear you, but you need to come out.
You weren't there. There's nothing you can take me away for, because I literally did absolutely. Are you kidding me?
No. Come on out.
I did. I'm not. I'm calling my lawyer for it.
Sure, you can. Come on out.
Great. I get to go and get my phone.
Yeah, let's go get your phone. Come on out.
Just give him.
And take your hand out of your pocket, please.
Oh, it's just keys.
I know. Come on out.
Like, give him a drug and alcohol test and like an evaluation.
Come on out. Let's go get your phone.
Kidding me, guys?
No.
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this either. Let's go.
Like, where
Let's
am
go
I?
get your shoes. Let's go get your phone. Let's go.
Yeah, I have a place to go, and
the laundry room.
No, I was just like, because I wanted.
I don't even want to think about the laundry room. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Adam, for letting us know. I will definitely spread the news. Adam, if you have time, could you go on my Discord channel and put that in freedom of speech part? Thank you. Oh, yeah, laundry room. I don't even want to think about the laundry room. We have a small washer. You know, one of those ones that you can move around that connects to the sink. And when we were still working, I just keep up with clothes enough so we had them for, you know, like 2 or 3 days. I decided to catch up laundry. Between 3 days, I did 18 loads of laundry. So today, we can stay on as long as you guys want because today is my day to just kick back and have fun with y'all. I'm glad she's coming back too, Vicky. When KCC comes back, I will be adjusting my time because she usually comes on like around 1 or 2, I think, Central when she comes on during a day, during the day. So we'll figure out timing and everything after KCC comes back. I'll leave it right now at Mondays at 1 Eastern until we figure out, Marty, I don't believe it. You and Mayor McNome Wrench are both looking for a sandwich maker. Hey, Marty, I think Nancy's single.
Some time away for a minute.
Sure.
I was doing laundry.
Oh, sorry guys for stopping it again so quick. I wanted to ask, is this glitching? Yes, I did have problems getting it up, and that was my fault. Some videos come up like that on the share, and some of them take a few seconds. It was my fault. I didn't give it enough time at the very beginning. And away we go.
Sure. Let's go get your phone.
I want to call my lawyer first.
With your phone. Let's go get it.
Okay, great. Don't touch me. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, we know. Come
on.
I
literally did nothing.
Right.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay. Who goes first?
You go first.
Okay, don't. Can you all, why are they all there? This is terrifying.
Oh, come on out. Let's go get your phone.
I want to have my lawyer present.
Sure.
I don't trust any of you.
Great. So let's go get your phone. And you can call your lawyer.
Why do I have to? Why does all this happen? This is so stupid. I swear to God. I didn't do anything.
I know. Let's go get your phone. Let's go get your shoes.
I don't trust you.
Okay.
I don't believe you guys.
Okay.
And I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Like the phone gone too long. I didn't do it.
Oh. So if you don't come out, we're gonna come in there, and then we're gonna have to handcuff you, and we're gonna have to take you out.
Okay. I should not be.
5, 4.
Okay.
3.
Can I?
Keep coming.
I just want to get my phone.
I know. Why don't you turn around?
Turn around. Sorry. No, I get my lawyer. You told me I should have a phone.
Go get your phone.
For what?
Now you're gonna get handcuffed.
For what?
Wait.
Stop. Do not pull it. Put your, ma'am, let go. Let go. There you go. Stop.
You said that I get my phone.
Richard, we're done.
For what?
Okay. Yep. Don't let her get up. Get the sleep, her.
No, I don't. That happened.
Yes, it
No,
is.
I just called my lawyer.
Yeah,
you call your lawyer right now.
You'll call your lawyer right now. We'll get your phone.
Okay, stop. Back up. Come on, you're good. Somebody got it. You got it. Yep, there you go. There you go.
What did I do?
Get in. Just get in. There you go. Okay. Stop moving. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay. They're right in front, right over here to the left. Can somebody get the domestic violence on them? Oh, we can do that. There's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Oh, great. Can I get my phone?
We're going to get your phone, okay? Okay. How about this? Why don't you go put it against the wall? Put it against the car quickly.
Yeah, you're fine. Wait. I didn't do anything. Right, you guys are here already.
Put your feet apart.
For what?
Put your feet apart.
I didn't do any.
Do you have anything on you that's going to poke me?
No, I just have my keys and my laptop. Okay?
Okay. You ready straight?
Yeah. Hold on one second.
Maybe pat down. Yep. There you go. You go with this side, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Can I have my phone?
Man, it's in the apartment, right?
Yeah, I want my phone, and I wanted my lawyer right now.
Dave just came out and asked me if the chat was over. And I told him no, that we were all having fun. And I told him my microphone was muted so him and I could talk. He goes, "Oh, I'd mute you. I'd mute you forever." Yeah, like that's ever going to happen in this house. I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Right now we're going to go to PD.
Okay, no, I want my lawyer first.
You good? Okay. Let me double check. Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you're going to lurk mode, Vicky. Rest your eyes. Thank you for being here and helping me. I have been to 30 of the continental 48 states. And overseas, I landed and was in Paris for 3 hours. I was in Germany for 3 weeks and Amsterdam for 7 hours. Unfortunately, I couldn't leave either airport because it was only like 6 weeks after that big bombing in Paris in 2016, 10 years ago. It's okay if you're tired, Vicky. We all. The reason you're tired is because you've been keeping me aware of stuff all day, like putting the wrong time for the chat to start in Credence, and we got a chase this morning. Yeah.
Who said so?
The law. State of Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, I know what a lawyer is. Like, I didn't do anything.
Here, unlock it. Do you have 21?
This is
yeah, they are.
I didn't do anything. I literally, like...
Nice, Marty.
I want to call my lawyer. Like, do you remember? I just asked you.
Hold on.
For work, or were you in the military at the time?
Get inside.
Are you kidding me?
We'll talk about it when we get to the station.
You can't do this. I want to call
Hey,
my lawyer.
who got my keys? Give me my keys.
I want to call my
Get
lawyer.
inside of
Who said that you could do this?
Yeah, we're doing this right. I didn't tell us how to do it right now. Thank you.
I don't know why that this is important. Wow, like, I did, how, this, nothing is serious. This serious. So you guys didn't get my phone, did you? Do you know that? Like, who told you that you know that? Hello?
That's cool, Marty.
I want to know where my phone is. I have to call my lawyer. This is not happening. I didn't do anything to that person.
Oh, I'm so innocent. As usual, back of the cop car. But I'm innocent. I didn't do nothing. Oh, geez, I just sounded like John whining. Gotta quit that. Military brat. Gotcha, Marty. My best friend who has the channel Enchanted Hearth. She's a military brat. She was actually born in Germany. And then 20 some odd years ago, she met her first husband and he talked her into moving to Germany to live with him and marry him. She was, at the time, she was a police officer somewhere in Florida. And now her and her second husband are so happy together. And she found her soulmate, I guess you would call him, in Germany. But she finds it very strange that she was born there, came back to the U.S., and now is going to be spending the rest of her life there.
The one that's a part of this, that, like, why am I arrested? How do you know that I did this? I didn't do anything. Hello? Like, I don't deserve to be this. I'm a great person. When can I get my phone to call my lawyer? Did you hear my question? What? I just want to call my lawyer. This is... I need my phone to be able to find my contacts. You lied. You're lying. Like, did you get my phone or not? Hello? I don't belong there. And I want my phone. I did nothing wrong. Like, I literally had to get away from him because he has mental issues. That's it. This is not this serious. I can't believe you're wasting your time on this right now. I am not staying here tonight alone. I didn't do anything to that man. Can you tell me anything about what I didn't do? Like, this is not, like, God, you guys, I have been working so hard on myself to get through, like, life. I don't deserve this. I am so pissed. I want my phone. This is really terrible. Wow, I didn't do it. I am not a bad person. I do, like, you got, whoa, what did you? She ran away from a drunk he's drunk. Why don't you arrest him? We really need to did you not get my phone yet? You're supposed to answer these questions. This is ridiculous. That's what they're asking each other?
Alright, man, we're gonna get you out here.
You're good. Get my phone.
We're gonna get your phone. Yeah.
Are you being safe for sure, though?
Yeah, we were trying to get in contact with everybody, right? We
I didn't do anything.
Let's get inside. Get inside.
Why do you get to say that to me?
The suspect was charged with assault and resisting arrest. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more body cam footage daily.
What's that Matt thing? Go ahead and play the drunk excuses. After a minute thinking about it, I want to see if I can relate to any of them. Well, not only that, if you guys remember, this channel, I do not normally do body cams or court stuff unless the court stuff has to do with soft-sits. All right. So we will roll the drunken excuses.
Okay, I will take care of that today.
Was pulled over for swerving like he was tracing crop circles. When the officer asked if he'd been drinking, the guy said, "Dead serious? No, sir. The wind's pushing my car." The officer pointed out it was a calm night, not a leaf moving. The man doubled down, claiming, "Yeah, well, it's racist wind. It don't push sober people." The cop, somehow keeping a straight face, asked him to step out. The man stumbled immediately into the windless silence of his own stupidity. It's hard to say what's worse, the drunk logic or the confidence it took to accuse meteorology of discrimination. 2. I swear, officer, my dog drove us here. A man in Florida, because of course it's Florida, was stopped after his car rolled into a ditch. When deputies approached, he immediately switched seats with his golden retriever. The man then claimed the dog had been driving. "He's a good boy, just not great with turns," he slurred. Police said the dog looked terrified and honestly more sober than his owner. The man failed the breathalyzer spectacularly. The dog passed his field sobriety test with flying colors. He was released on his own paw cognizance. Meanwhile, his owner was charged with DUI and with the rare crime of making his pet an accomplice.
I wonder if the dog had a legal license or if he was traveling and didn't need a license.
3. I wasn't drunk, I was time traveling. One driver in Ohio told police he wasn't under the influence. He was just accelerating through time. After rear-ending 3 parked cars, he insisted the crash happened because his flux capacitor malfunctioned. He told officers he was from 2047, here to warn them that Bud Light would eventually become currency. When asked how much he'd had to drink, he said, about 12 chronal units. The cops took that as 12 beers, and he was promptly arrested. In his defense, he was right about one thing. His night definitely ended in a different timeline. The one where your time machine is a 1998 Honda Civic with one working headlight. 4. I'm not drunk. I'm just avoiding invisible deer. In Wisconsin, a man swerved off the road and straight into a mailbox, claiming it wasn't his fault. His defense? The deer ran out in front of me. When police asked if he could describe the animal, he said, "Well, that's the thing, officer. You can't see them. That's why they're dangerous." He explained that invisible deer are a real problem around these parts and that the government just doesn't talk about them. It's unclear if he meant the local government or some kind of shadowy deer cabal, but his sincerity was unmatched. When asked,
We have deer that will stand in the middle of the road. Even if you honk at them, they will not move until they're damn good and ready on their own.
asked how much he'd had to drink, he replied, "Not enough to start seeing them again." The officer
Dave just reminded me of another story. An officer came here one time and he was talking with Dave, and Dave told him that he had a deer to look at his squad car. The deer had put his head in through the open window and was checking out the computer and stuff inside the squad car. Yeah, we have some strange deer around us.
presumably questioning his own life choices, arrested him for DUI while the man shouted, "They'll get you too, man!" Somewhere, a perfectly visible deer stood in a field, deeply offended that it had been overlooked. 5. I'm not drunk. I'm just fighting gravity. A man in Montana was found lying flat on the sidewalk, clutching a half-empty bottle of whiskey like it was an anchor. When the officer asked what he was doing, the man explained,
Is that for real, Marty? I'm sure it doesn't work. It's probably just like a weird decoration, right? Okay, well, yeah. You live in a strange, kind of strange state. No, I'm only kidding, Marty. You don't.
Stand up, gravity wins. He insisted he wasn't intoxicated, just locked in mortal combat with physics. He even challenged the officer to try standing still for 10 minutes without getting pulled down by the Earth's nonsense. When asked for his ID, he pointed to his bottle and said, "This is my passport to enlightenment." The officer, unscientific reasoning, offered him a ride, not to a physics convention, but to the county jail. On the bright side, gravity finally stopped pulling him down once he hit the holding cell floor. At least his theory about staying low to avoid defeat was technically correct. 6. An officer, my drink must have been possessed. In Louisiana, a man pulled over for erratic driving told police it wasn't him drinking, it was his beer. "Beer's haunted," he slurred, insisting that the can kept refilling itself and forcing him to drink it so the ghost would stop screaming. He even tried to perform an exorcism on the side of the road, yelling, "Be gone, ye spirit of Budweiser," while waving the can like a holy relic. The officer, torn between laughter and disbelief, asked if he'd like to take a sobriety test. The man agreed, but only after asking if the breathalyzer could detect ghosts. When it registered a blood alcohol level that could stun a buffalo, he nodded and said, "See? It's the ghost's fault, not mine." The spirit apparently was never found, but the man was charged with DUI and a lifetime ban from performing roadside exorcisms. 7. I'm not drunk. I'm practicing for NASCAR. In North Carolina, a man was caught speeding at 110 miles each through a residential area. When stopped, he told officers he wasn't drunk, just training for Daytona. His car, a 2002 Honda Accord missing a front bumper, was, in his words, a prototype for the future of racing. He claimed his pit crew, who were just his drinking buddies, told him to test the limits of aerodynamics. When officers pointed out that his rearview mirror was duct-taped and his tires were bald, he said, "That's called reducing drag, baby." He even asked if he could finish his lap before being arrested. The officer replied, "Sure, you can finish it," to the county line. He later bragged from the holding cell that he'd set a new personal record, 12 beers per mile. NASCAR has yet to call. 8. I wasn't drunk. I was running from my future. A man in Nevada told police he wasn't driving erratically because he was drunk. He was escaping destiny.
His destiny being, drumroll, a ride in the back of a squad car in pretty some-colored bracelets. Whoops, I gotta turn it back on, don't I?
After crashing into a streetlight, he explained that the universe had sent him a message through his margarita, warning that staying still would cause the end of time. When officers asked if he meant an apocalypse, he said, "No, worse, commitment." Turns out, he'd been heading home from his engagement party. The ring was still in his pocket, and he swore the cosmos told him to floor it until the anxiety evaporated. Unfortunately, his cosmic vision ended in a parking lot full of shopping carts.
Hey, I want to try something. Now, John is set up with OBS and stuff for his stream. Okay, guys? Nancy, way back in October, when I started doing this show, you came on one time. Would you be willing to come on with me now? Or like in 10, 15 minutes? So we can see if it glitches with somebody that doesn't usually stream. Or Marty, if you'd like to come on, you can come on just by your voice. That would be great. I would appreciate it.
When police handcuffed him, he said, "You can't arrest destiny." The officer replied, "We can when it's doing 90 in a Walmart lot." Even his fiancée admitted later, "Honestly, might have been right." 9. I swear, officer, the road kept moving. In Texas, a man arrested for DUI claimed the road had trust issues. He explained that every time he tried to drive straight, the road got nervous and backed away. When asked if he said, "Only enough to keep with it." He insisted the pavement was breathing funny and accused it of around like it's trying to start a fight. When the officer told him roads don't move, he said, "Yeah, that." After failing every part of the field sobriety test, including the part where he tried to high-five the officer's flashlight, he asked to press charge the Wiggly Highway. The night in jail, where he reportedly told his cellmate,
My regular phone to hook back up because I accidentally shut it off and just turned it back on. Okay. No sound. Yeah, the reason the sound dropped is because I shut off my little stick microphone. So it went to my, there, it should be back. Okay, what happened is my stick microphone, I hit it with my arm and it went off and I turned it off. So I was only being picked up by my computer. And let's welcome Nancy.
Hi, guys. You can't see me.
All right, we're going to play the video and see whether it glitches like it was with John, Nancy, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You can't hear the video? Okay.
No.
Were you having a hard time hearing the video too? Everybody
Yes.
is. All right, I don't know why. Let me stop sharing it.
John broke it.
Yeah, probably. Okay, I shut the the video's off. Let me see where we are. Okay, the video. All right. All right, let me, excuse me, let me start the video again and see what happens.
Okay.
I'll back the video up a little bit, guys. It's glitching. I backed it up.
After failing every part of the field sobriety test, including the part where he tried to high-five the officer's flashlight, has to press charges against the Wiggly Highway.
Do you hear the
He spent
video
the night
now?
in jail, where he reportedly told his cellmate he was suing Asphalt for emotional manipulation.
Yes.
The highway, sadly, has not commented. 10. I'm not drunk.
Okay,
I'm
thanks for
allergic to
letting me know,
gravity.
Nancy. Now,
When police in
video
Arizona stopped a man
glitching?
weaving across both lanes like he was painting new ones,
No.
he claimed it wasn't alcohol.
Okay, means that when I brought Nancy in, it somehow messed with the volume on the video. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Nancy, you're welcome to stay on with me, or if you just want to go back to watching, that's fine too. It was great to know that. Okay, so it is glitching a little with you on too.
Okay.
Okay, so if you wouldn't mind, thank you very much for helping me with this test today.
No problem.
I'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Now, Nancy's
Was a severe allergy to me. According to him, the earth was too clingy and kept pulling him sideways. He explained that the more he drank, the worse the planet's grip became, and he was merely trying to realign his aura. The officer asked if he could walk in a straight line. The man said he could, but only if gravity signed a peace treaty. Halfway through the test, he lost balance and shouted, "See, it struck again!" After blowing triple the legal limit, he protested that the breathalyzer was also under gravitational influence. The cop said, "So it's lying?" He replied, "No, it's being oppressed by physics." He was arrested shortly after, still shouting about suing Isaac Newton for harassment. 11. I'm not drunk, I'm conducting field research. In Colorado, a man was found asleep in his car, parked neatly in the middle of a golf course. When officers woke him up, he said he was collecting scientific data on turf moisture. His tools? 2 empty beer cans and a 9-iron. He swore he wasn't drunk, just deeply committed to his research on how alcohol affects golf ball trajectory. The officers pointed out he didn't have any golf balls. He nodded solemnly and said, "That's because I already hit them all spiritually." He then tried to demonstrate his invisible swing, narrowed an officer's shin. When they arrested him, he asked if his work would be published. The police report later described him as an enthusiastic but highly inaccurate scientist. The local paper headlined it perfectly: "Man arrested after attempting peer-reviewed beer review." 12. I wasn't drunk. I was testing my reflexes.
Sorry, Merlin.
A driver in Kansas told police he'd been swerving because he was testing how fast his reflexes were after a couple of beers. He proudly claimed it was a personal science experiment. When asked how the experiment was going, he replied, "So far, the results are mixed." He explained that dodging mailboxes was part of his control group. The officer asked what the hypothesis was, and the man said, "That I'm invincible." The hypothesis was disproven immediately when he stumbled out of the car and hugged the police cruiser for balance. After failing the field test, he smiled and said, "At least we've got data." The officer replied, "Yeah, on how not to drive." The man later told reporters he planned to continue his research in a controlled environment, which, ironically, turned out to be a jail cell. 13. Officer, my GPS told me to do it. In Oregon, a man blamed his drunken joyride through a public park on bad GPS instructions. He insisted that his car wasn't off-road. The road was...
I could go along with that one. Some places the GPS has taken us with date process serving was ridiculous.
just on vacation. According to him, the navigation system said, "Turn left," so he did, straight through a picnic area. When officers asked why he didn't stop after crashing into a swing set, he said, "It told me to recalculate, so I kept recalculating." When the breathalyzer confirmed he was 4 times over the limit, he gasped and said, "Wow, the GPS didn't warn me about that." His defense in court was that technology failed him. The judge replied, "Sir, it wasn't the GPS, it was your liver." His license was suspended, and his GPS now permanently recalculates to the nearest bus stop. 14. I'm not drunk. I'm auditioning for Fast and Furious tractor drift. In Iowa, police found a man doing donuts in a cornfield on a stolen tractor. He said he was auditioning for the next Fast and Furious movie. The cop asked, "You think Vin Diesel drives a John Deere?" The man replied, "Not yet." He claimed the tractor handled like a dream, and that the corn was part of the special effects. When he was told he'd been driving in circles for 45 minutes, he said, "Yeah, but for life." His blood alcohol level was high enough to power the tractor without diesel. When they handcuffed him, he yelled, "Tell Hollywood I'm ready." To be fair, he wasn't wrong. He had nailed the title perfectly. Fast? No. Furious? Definitely. 15. I wasn't drunk. I was...
So what you do on your off days? Okay, Adam. Take care. Don't work too hard.
was just meditating at 70 mph. In California, Highway Patrol caught a man driving 70 miles per hour with his eyes closed. When pulled over, he claimed he was practicing highway meditation. He said he wasn't asleep. He was spiritually synced with the car. According to him, the universe was steering. The officer pointed out the universe had just rear-ended a minivan. He insisted it was a lesson in cosmic alignment. When asked if he'd been drinking, he said, "Only to expand my consciousness, mostly tequila." His defense? "Tesla does it, why can't I?" The officer replied, "Because Tesla's sober." He was charged with DUI, reckless driving, and impersonating a self-driving vehicle. Somewhere in a yoga studio, someone probably called him a pioneer. 16. I swear, officer.
Sorry for the barks in the background. It's getting close to the kids' dinner time. And yeah, so they're playing, which involves barking. Merlin barking at Crystal to leave him alone.
I'm just avoiding the FBI satellites. In New Mexico, a man was pulled over after weaving like he was dodging incoming missiles. When asked what he was doing, he whispered, "You don't understand, man. The FBI has satellites tracking my hangover." He claimed the only way to scramble the signal was to drive in unpredictable zigzags. When the officer asked if the satellites were real, he said, "Of course, they're disguised as clouds." He failed the sobriety test, but told the cops that was exactly what the government wanted. When he was handcuffed, he nodded and said, "You're good agents. Very convincing." The police report described him as cooperative but deeply paranoid. He later told reporters, "Jail's the only place they can't track me. The bars block the signals." 17. I'm not drunk. I'm just practicing teleportation. In Utah, a man was arrested after being found sitting cross-legged in the middle of the road, eyes closed, hands out like Dr. Strange. When officers asked what he was doing, he replied calmly, "Attempting short-range teleportation." He explained he'd been drinking liquid courage, by which he meant 6 IPAs, and was now tuning his molecules to the same frequency as his car, which was parked 3 blocks away, on someone's lawn. When asked if he knew he was in the middle of traffic, he said, "Yeah, I was aiming for the sidewalk." The officer sobriety test. The man declined, claiming, "If I teleport mid-test, it'll ruin your paperwork." His blood alcohol level was 0.26, not quite enough for interdimensional travel, but plenty for a night in county jail. When police asked if he'd like a lawyer, he said, "No thanks, I'll just blink out of here in the morning." Spoiler, he didn't. 18. I wasn't drunk. My flip-flops were. In Florida, police found a man staggering down the boardwalk, yelling at his sandals. When they asked what was wrong, he said,
Plus that, Marty, I can't bark that loud.
"Officer, my flip-flops are drunk." He claimed they'd been slurring their straps and stumbling underfoot all night. He even tried to prove it by removing one and dropping it, shouting, "See? It can't even stand up straight." The officer asked how much he'd had to drink, and the man said, "Nothing. They've been sneaking rum through the foam." Apparently, he'd spilled a pina colada earlier, and now he was convinced his footwear had absorbed it and developed a taste for the wildlife. When offered a ride home, he insisted they bring the flip-flops too, because they're part of the problem. The officer obliged, though not before noting in his report, subject blames intoxication on footwear. Flip-flops declined to comment. 19. Officer, I'm not drunk. I'm just solar-powered, and it's night. A man in California was found asleep at a green light, engine running, sunglasses still on at midnight. When officers knocked on his window, he stirred and said, "Don't worry, I'm just recharging." Claimed he wasn't drunk, just solar-powered. And since it was dark, he couldn't operate at full human capacity. The officer asked how many drinks he'd had. The man squinted and said, "None recently. I switched to sunlight months ago." His breath, however, smelled like it had been distilled in a tequila factory. When asked to step out of the car, he refused, explaining that exposure to moonlight energy might cause a malfunction. Eventually, the officers convinced him to step out by turning on their flashlights, which he mistook for artificial sunlight. He failed every test, but remained cheerful, saying, "It's okay. I'll be back to normal once the sun's up." The report described him as pleasantly delusional and environmentally friendly. 20. I wasn't drunk, officer. I was summoning my Uber psychically. In Washington, police approached a man standing in a parking lot at 2 a.m., waving his hands in slow, exaggerated circles. When they asked if he needed help, he replied, No, I'm summoning my Uber." He explained that the app had betrayed him earlier, so he was attempting a manual summoning through mental Wi-Fi. He claimed he could feel the car materializing nearby if he concentrated hard enough, which might have been true, except the parking lot was completely empty, at least if he'd been drinking, and he said proudly, "Of course, it boosts the psychic signal." When told that wasn't how apps worked, he whispered, "That's what they want you to."
Thanks for joining us.
Think. After 15 minutes of mystical hand gestures and no Uber, Police offered him a ride to jail. On the way, he asked if their patrol car could connect to Bluetooth so he could finish the ritual. 21. I'm not drunk. I'm moon landing. In New Mexico, police found a man hopping on one leg down a dark suburban street, wearing a motorcycle helmet and muttering, "Houston, we have a wobble." When asked what he was doing, he proudly announced, "Training for NASA." He claimed to be practicing low-gravity walking for the next lunar mission. The officer asked why he was in his underwear. He said, "Spacesuits are expensive. This is the prototype." His mission log, found in his pocket, was a grocery receipt with "Buy beer, conquer moon" scribbled on the back. When officers offered to drive him home, he protested that he couldn't leave yet because Mission Control, his friend Todd, was timing him. After failing a sobriety test, he said, "I guess gravity wins tonight." As they loaded him into the squad car, he saluted and said, "Tell Buzz Aldrin I almost made it." 22. Officer, I wasn't drunk. I was just feeding the fish. A man in Michigan drove his pickup straight into a pond at a golf course, then calmly sat on the tailgate and started tossing Doritos into the water. When police arrived, he said, "Don't worry, I'm feeding the fish."
Here's something you can do with your Doritos, John.
They looked hungry. When asked if he realized he'd driven into a pond, he said, "It's a shortcut. GPS told me to take the next lake." The officer asked if he'd been drinking, and he said proudly, "Oh, only enough to bond with nature." When the tow truck arrived, he offered to pay them in wet chips and good karma. His truck was totaled, but the fish reportedly had a great night. As the cops escorted him away, he shouted back, "Tell the pond I'll be back with more snacks." 23. I'm not drunk. I'm running from my reflection. In Oregon, a man was caught running through traffic, flailing his arms and shouting, "He's..."
Okay, Josh, if you say so. Yeah, isn't autocorrect fun, Bill? It's like to it every day.
Copying me. Turns out, he'd been drinking heavily at a bar with mirrored walls and became convinced his reflection was mocking him. After punching the mirror and being escorted outside, he decided to escape the imposter by sprinting down the street. When police stopped him, he gasped, "He's still out there. Looks just like me."
So, for black and chips, they need darker colored Doritos? Aren't they a little bit racist then? This is an excellent question, John. I have never heard of white Doritos. NKD Doritos. That still doesn't tell me anything. What flavor are they? Well, you could have an incentive to be like this, too. Yeah, I never heard of them either, Vicky. All right, well, we're waiting for John, for John, the plain nacho chips. Katrina bought me white Doritos. I'll send you a picture of the bag in a while. Okay. Plain nacho. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, no. Any plain nacho chips I've ever seen are more yellowish than white. Oh, no artificial colors. Ah, good for her getting those.
Me, only smugger. The officer tried to calm him down, but he kept glancing over his shoulder and whispering, "He knows my every move." When asked how much he'd had to drink, he said, "I don't know. You should ask him." They took him to the station, where, upon seeing himself in the holding cell window, he screamed, "There he is again." The report simply read, "Subject had an ongoing dispute with his own reflection." 24. I wasn't drunk. I was investigating crop circles. In Nebraska, deputies responded to a call about a truck doing circles in a cornfield. When they arrived, the driver had carved perfect spirals into the crops and was standing on the hood, holding a flashlight like a UFO beacon. He told officers he wasn't drunk. He was communicating with the extraterrestrials. When asked how, he said, through interpretive driving. The officer asked how much he'd had to drink, and he replied, enough to reach their frequency. He claimed the aliens had told him to spin clockwise for peace. When the flashlight batteries died, he sighed and said, guess they hung up. He was charged with DUI and destruction of property, but when his mugshot hit the local news, someone wrote underneath it, first confirmed contact,
There you go, Bill.
unsuccessful,
Sorry, but
enthusiastic. 25. I'm not drunk. I'm doing field tests for Tesla. In Nevada, a man was arrested after being found asleep at the wheel.
Oh my God, can't the say I pronounce the name of the state right? Nevada instead of Nevada? Dumb. I really, that's one of my big pet peeves with AI, which in a lot of these videos I watch to either show with you guys or watch on my own, is the mispronunciation of words. Like instead of lead, instead of lead, they'll call it lead.
Of a moving car with a cardboard sign taped to the back window reading self-driving test. The car, a 2003 Toyota Corolla, was veering between lanes at 15 mph. When officers woke him, he said, relax, man. I work for Tesla R&D. They asked for credentials. He showed them a Costco membership card. He explained he was testing human trust in automation and that the system was doing great until the road started spinning. When the officer pointed out the car was not in fact self-driving, he said, that's why I'm testing it, to see how it performs under pressure. His BAC was 0.23. He later told reporters, the experiment was a success. I learned cars can't drive drunk either. Tesla declined to comment. 26. I'm not drunk. I'm just avoiding potholes from the future. In Pennsylvania, a man was pulled over after weaving across the road like he was dodging landmines. When the officer asked what he was doing, he confidently replied, avoiding potholes from the future. He explained that his temporal intuition allowed him to sense where potholes would be, not where they currently were. The officer asked if he was a time traveler. Not exactly, the man said. More like a drunk prophet. He insisted the city would thank him once they discovered the craters he was preemptively dodging. When his BAC came back at 0.25, he nodded and said, see, the spirits give me clarity. He was arrested before he could fix the roads, though he promised to continue his mission once the timeline resets. The next day, road workers did, in fact, patch potholes nearby. Coincidence? Probably. But somewhere in county jail, one man whispered, told you so. 27. Officer, I'm not drunk. I'm rehearsing for my court case. In Kentucky, police found a man pacing back and forth in a parking lot, arguing loudly with no one. When they asked what he was doing, he said, rehearsing my opening statement. They asked what the case was.
Marty, the only problem with putting John on a protein diet is he'll eat beef, hot dogs once in a great while. And then there's some other kind of meat product he eats, but I don't even remember what it is right now. Yeah, his diet is really fucking strange. Ask him to tell you about it one night on his stream.
About. He said, me versus sobriety, round 2. He explained he was preparing emotionally for a future DUI trial he hadn't technically been charged with yet. When officers noticed the open bottle of whiskey in his hand, he said, Exhibit A, Your Honor, then took a swig for realism. They arrested him after he objected to the handcuffs on the grounds of cruel irony. At the station, he gave a passionate speech about injustice, destiny, and Jack Daniels. The officer's report ended with, defendant rested his case, literally on the floor. 28. I wasn't drunk, trying to join the parade. In Louisiana, police stopped a man driving the wrong way down a closed street during Mardi Gras. When asked why, he said, I thought this was the float entrance. He was in a Honda Civic covered in glitter, wearing a jester hat and holding a trombone. He explained he wasn't drunk. He was celebrating responsibly. When officers pointed out he was endangering people, he said, "You can't endanger joy." After failing the sobriety test spectacularly, he asked if he could at least finish the parade. They let him blow the trombone once before cuffing him, and witnesses swore he played a perfect off-key version of When the Saints Go Marching In. As one cop put it, "That was the most festive arrest we've ever made." 29. I'm not drunk. I'm just practicing my Jedi reflexes. In Arizona, a man was stopped after swinging a plastic lightsaber at passing cars. When police arrived, he bowed and said, "I sense disturbance in the force, mostly tequila." He insisted he wasn't drunk, but training as a Jedi Knight. The officer asked where his training took place. "Mos Eisley Cantina," he said proudly, pointing to a local bar. When they confiscated his weapon, he warned, "You can't arrest a Jedi, only delay his destiny." He then tried to wave his hand and said, "You." The officer replied, "We will let you go to jail." His mugshot later went viral for his confident smirk, and the caption he reportedly told the photographer, "The Force will appeal this." 30. Officer, I wasn't drunk. I was performing a nature documentary. In Colorado, a hiker was found crawling through a public park at midnight, narrating his own movements in a David Attenborough voice. When police approached, he whispered, "Ah yes, the elusive suburban cougar stalks its prey." The officers asked what he was doing, and he replied, "Filming for National Geographic, the drunk edition." He said he wasn't intoxicated, just immersed in character. They found an empty six-pack and a phone with over 20 videos titled Man vs. Everything. When asked to stand, he narrated his own arrest. And now, the rare two-legged creature is tranquilized by the mighty police officer. The cops couldn't stop laughing. He later told the judge he'd been exploring his inner wildlife. The judge fined him and said, "Next time, leave the narration to Attenborough." 31.
I was watching a couple of videos the other day that were about arrests when the police just couldn't hold in their laughter at the perp.
Not drunk, I'm just reverse, parked into reality. In Texas, police found him sitting in his car, facing backward in a through lane, calmly waiting to order. When the cashier asked what he was doing, he's into the moment. Officers arrived to find him trying to back up to the menu board. "I said extra pickles." He told me he wasn't drunk, living life in reverse. The officer asked if that included paying his DUI fines from last year. "Working on it," he said. After failing the field test, he asked if he could finish the order before jail. The restaurant obliged, handing him a burger through the back window of the patrol car. He smiled and said, "See, I told you drive-through works both ways." 32. I wasn't drunk. I was auditioning for Shark Week. In Florida, naturally, police responded to a call about a man swimming in a canal at 3 a.m., shouting, "Release the Kraken!" When they arrived, he was slapping the water with his flip-flop like a weapon. He explained he wasn't drunk. He was auditioning for Shark Week and needed to assert dominance over the sea. He even claimed the fish were applauding silently. When asked how much he'd had, a fluent dolphin. The officer told him to get out of the water, which he said, "I can't. I'm in character." After a brief chase involving one flip-flop and a lot of splashing, he was arrested. As they loaded him into the cruiser, he yelled, "Tell Discovery Channel, I'm ready for season 2. 33. I'm not drunk. I'm communing with my spirit animal. In Montana, police found a man lying shirtless in a snowy field, howling at the moon and answering himself in what he called wolf language. When asked what he was doing, he replied, "Having a serious conversation with my spirit guide."
And who says there isn't any such thing as a werewolf?
He claimed the wolf spirit was teaching him how to hunt the truth, though his only prey appeared to be a bag of Doritos. The officer asked how much he'd had to drink, and he said, "Enough to open the third paw." When told to get dressed, he barked, "Wolves don't wear pants." Eventually, he was wrapped in a blanket and escorted to the cruise.
Okay, guys, it's starting to glitch now. I wonder why. I haven't gotten anything, any big orange sign that says reconnecting or attempting to reconnect. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's just getting tired of playing.
Cruiser, where he began growling at the air vents, calling them metal coyotes. The officer later said he was polite, just deeply committed to the bit. His final words before jail: "Tell the pack I'll be back after the moon sobers up." 34. I wasn't drunk. I was doing a field test for Google Maps. In Washington State, a man drove his car straight into a closed construction site, knocking over several orange cones. When police arrived, he said, "Relax, I'm with Google. I'm testing alternate routes." He didn't work for Google. In fact, his only equipment was a cracked phone taped to the dashboard running Google Maps in satellite view. He insisted the cones were digital illusions and that he was calibrating reality. The officer pointed out that his car was now buried in wet cement. "Exactly," the man
Oh my
said,
gosh.
testing texture rendering. His BAC was so high the breathalyzer beeped like a warning alarm. When officers pulled him out, he looked at the mess and said proudly, "I improved the map." The police report later noted, subject displayed strong confidence in his imaginary employer.
Crystal, no.
35. I'm not drunk. I'm auditioning for the Olympics. In Colorado, a man was found skiing down a residential street in swim trunks, holding a mop handle
Me
like a
either,
ski pole.
Beverly.
When police stopped him, he said, "Officer, don't interrupt greatness. I'm training for the Winter Olympics." He explained that global warming had canceled the snow, but true athletes improvise. He had been pulling himself along with a bungee cord tied to a friend's truck. When the officer asked how many beers he'd had, he said, "However many it takes to feel like a champion." The cop confiscated the handle, and the man shouted, "That's Olympic property." He was charged with public intoxication and disorderly conduct. Later, he told local reporters, "It's not a crime to believe in your dreams. It's just frowned upon when your skis are from Home Depot." 36. I wasn't drunk. I was practicing.
Okay. We got like 12 or 13 more of these. How about if I save them for the beginning of Thursday night stream? Because I have my two fur kids here are getting very restless because it's past their dinner time and Dave left, so I have to feed them. So I promise we will come back and finish this Thursday. Let me move it to the right file. And there we go. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming by and making my day better. I hope you got some laughs. And we will see you Thursday evening, starting at 4 o'clock Pacific time, 5 o'clock Mountain time, 6 o'clock Central time, and 7 o'clock Eastern time. All right. Thank you again. Peace, love, and blessed be.